Hey guys, in this video, going to be going over a strong moveset build that you can teach Tentacruel in the Gen 1 Pokemon games, whether these moves are learned through leveling up or through TMs, and then also the location that you can find those respective TMs. Tentacruel actually has some pretty solid stats. Its speed is at 100, its special is up there at 120, and then its HP is at 80, attack at 70, and defense down there at 65. But its water poison typing, specifically the poison side, isn't the most ideal thing, specifically in a competitive scenario, because that poison typing makes Tentacruel weak to Earthquake, the ground type attack, and then also psychic attacks. But on the flip side, it's also resistant to a lot of things, resisting fighting, fire, ice, poison, as well as water. So taking a look here at this competitive build for Tentacruel, and I'll also give you guys some other options that you can go with, but the idea for Tentacruel in your team is that you already have utility being able to deal out paralysis. And that can set up Tentacruel really well through powering up with Sword Dance and then whittling down the opponent with Wrap with that increased attack stat using Sword Dance. And then once they're in range to knock them out, finishing them off with Hyper Beam. Of course, you want to make sure you can finish them off with Hyper Beam or else you have to recharge on your next turn. And then some diversity here in move 4 with a water type, same type attack bonus, either going with Surf or Hydro Pump. So starting off here at the top, move number 1, Sword Dance. This is going to be a TM, going over to our TMs list. TM03 found over at the Silphco. And on the Silphco, it's going to be on the 7th floor over here in this eastern room. That's where you find the TM for Sword Dance. And when I go over other options for Tentacruel after running through this build, it's going to be more special attack based, and it's not going to have Sword Dance in there as the TM. But then we go down to Wrap, and this is going to be learned natively by Tentacruel. And then move number 3, we're looking at Hyper Beam. This is going to be a TM. It's TM15. It's found over at the Rocket Game Corner for 5,500 coin. And we'll get back to Blizzard once I go over another type of build that you can do with Tentacruel. But moving on to move number 4, either Surf or Hydro Pump. Both of these are fairly straightforward to access. Surf is going to be HM03. If you don't want to go with the more consistent attack of Surf and you want to go with a little bit more power, you can opt for Hydro Pump, which is learned at level 50. For me, I prefer Surf because you get that 100 accuracy with 95 power. Hydro Pump is up there at 120 power, but then you take the dip down in accuracy at 80. So that's the first build, more so powering yourself up with Sword Dance and then wrapping and Hyper Beam. But if the normal type moves aren't going to work against your opponent, also throwing in a Surf for some more coverage. But another build that you can go with is more special attack oriented. So you have something in there like either Surf or Hydro Pump, and then Blizzard giving you that ice type attack, some more coverage here. A very strong attack, 120 power, 90 accuracy. This is going to be a TM. It's going to be TM14 found over at the Pokemon Mansion. And over at the Pokemon Mansion, it's on the basement first floor next to this southernmost statue. That's where you can grab Blizzard. And then instead of Sword Dance, maybe another special type move giving you even more coverage like Mega Drain. And Mega Drain is going to be TM21, and it is picked up as a prize for defeating the gym leader, Erica. And then that gives you one more slot where you can keep Wrap in there if you want, or some other options that you can potentially go with are something like a Supersonic to confuse the opponent, or maybe even something like a Barrier, which increases your defense by 2 stages, or a Screech, which decreases the opposition's defense by 2 stages. As some more utility, Barrier picked up at 35, Screech at level 43. In Barrier in particular as a utility move, the fact that it increases Tentacruel's defense, that's its worst stat, so you can potentially be in a better position to try to survive the opposition. And that kind of rounds out a more special attack type build. And since Tentacruel's special attack is all the way up there at 120, not necessarily a bad idea to go with something like a Mega Drain for a grass move, Blizzard for an ice type, Surf or Hydro Pump for a water type. And then for a move, you have a bit more in the way of some different choices that you can go with. So that's going to wrap this one up, guys. I appreciate you stopping by. Consider subscribing to the YouTube channel, and I'll catch you back here next time.